Just one essential vitamin to keep your legs strong in old age even at 91. Have you ever felt that familiar ache in your legs, or maybe noticed that simple tasks like standing up, walking, or even climbing stairs seem to be getting harder and harder? Perhaps your legs feel tired or unsteady, making you feel like you're not quite as strong as you used to be. If you've noticed these signs creeping in, you're not alone. In fact, many people experience these changes as they get older. But here's the good news, there's one nutrient that could make all the difference and help you keep your legs strong and healthy for years to come. And it's something that most of us are familiar with, yet may not realize how vital it is to our overall health. Can you guess what it is? That's right, vitamin D. Imagine walking down the street on a beautiful day, enjoying the fresh air, and feeling confident with every step. You're moving with ease, climbing stairs without a second thought, and staying active throughout your day. But then, over time, you start to notice that something's off. You begin to feel weaker in your legs, you find yourself wobbling a little more than usual, and those once simple tasks now feel like a big challenge. So, what changed? Why is it harder to stay as active and mobile as before? The truth is, as we age, muscle strength naturally begins to decline. This is especially true for leg muscles, which bear much of our weight and are integral to our daily movements. But here's something most people don't realize, vitamin D plays a key role in preventing muscle weakness, particularly in the legs. Vitamin D is often linked to bone health because it helps the body absorb calcium, but it's just as important for muscle function. When you don't have enough of it, your muscles, including those in your legs, begin to weaken, leading to issues with balance, mobility, and even a higher risk of falls. And here's something you might not know. Falls are actually the leading cause of injury for adults over 65. In fact, research shows that 1 in 4 older adults will fall each year. That statistic might seem shocking, but the good news is that with just one vitamin, you can take control of your leg strength and significantly reduce your risk of falls. So, what is this miracle vitamin? Why is it so important for you to get enough of it? Stay with us until the end of this video, because we're about to dive deep into why vitamin D is the key to keeping your legs strong, stable, and healthy. Vitamin D deficiency is surprisingly common, especially as we age. And here's why: the older we get, the harder it becomes for our bodies to produce vitamin D from sunlight. Did you know that more than 60% of seniors have insufficient vitamin D levels? That's a huge number, and it's a serious problem. Because without enough vitamin D, we're more likely to experience the following. Muscle weakness: your legs feel tired more easily, or you find it harder to stand up from a chair or climb stairs. Balance issues: weak muscles lead to poor balance, which makes it harder to stay steady on your feet. Bone pain: without adequate vitamin D, your bones may also become weaker and more prone to pain. Slower recovery: when you get injured, it can take longer to heal because vitamin D is necessary for tissue repair. If you're noticing any of these issues in your daily life, it could very well be a sign that your vitamin D levels are low. And guess what? You don't have to wait for these symptoms to worsen. You can do something about it today. Let's take a moment to dig a little deeper into why vitamin D is so much more than just a bone health nutrient. Sure, it's crucial for absorbing calcium and promoting strong bones, but it does so much more. In fact, research has shown that low vitamin D levels are directly linked to weaker leg muscles, slower walking speeds, and difficulty performing even simple tasks. This can severely impact your daily life, leaving you feeling less mobile and more vulnerable. A study from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with low vitamin D levels had a higher risk of falling and were less likely to be able to recover from falls compared to those with adequate levels of the vitamin. Now, imagine a world where you could avoid those falls, stay active, and move freely. That's what proper vitamin D intake can do for you. Another study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, revealed that your body has a tough time absorbing calcium when vitamin D levels are low, and over time, this weakens both your muscles and bones. This shows just how crucial vitamin D is for muscle strength and stability. Without it, your legs are more likely to give out when you need them most. But the best part? It's simple to restore your vitamin D levels and get back on track to feeling strong again. So, how do you make sure you're getting enough vitamin D? One of the most natural ways is through sunlight. Vitamin D is actually known as the sunshine vitamin because your skin produces it when exposed to sunlight. But here's the catch: as we get older, our skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight declines. And if you live in a place with limited sunlight or harsh winters, it can be especially tough to get enough. I recommend spending 20 to 30 minutes outside in direct sunlight at least 3 to 4 times a week, ideally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. when the sun is strongest. This can be a walk in the park, sitting by the window, or even spending time in your garden. Every little bit helps. Let me ask you this, how often do you get outside? If you're not getting as much sunlight as you should, this might be your wake-up call. Stay tuned, because we'll talk about other ways to boost your vitamin D if sunlight is limited. If you're still here, it's likely you're starting to understand just how important vitamin D is for maintaining muscle strength, especially in your legs. But now, let's dive even deeper into why this vitamin is crucial for your body, particularly as you age, and why keeping your vitamin D levels up can make a huge difference in your overall health. You'll discover just how vitamin D works in your body and how to get enough of it to keep your legs strong and reduce the risk of falls. Vitamin D is not just about keeping your bones strong. It's directly involved in muscle health as well. To understand why vitamin D is so essential for muscle function, we need to look at the role it plays in the body. Vitamin D helps your muscles function by aiding in the absorption of calcium. Calcium is crucial for muscle contractions, which allow you to perform everyday tasks, from standing up to climbing stairs to walking. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles may weaken, causing fatigue, poor balance, and difficulty doing these tasks. Research has shown that vitamin D is particularly important for lower limb muscles, the very muscles that support you when you walk, stand, or move. One study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that individuals with low vitamin D levels experience significant muscle weakness and reduced muscle strength. This is especially concerning because, as we age, muscle strength naturally declines. But the good news is that by maintaining sufficient vitamin D levels, we can slow down or even reverse some of this muscle decline, particularly in the legs. Several studies have also shown that vitamin D supplementation improves muscle strength. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that vitamin D supplementation led to improved muscle strength and function in older adults who were deficient in the vitamin. This suggests that if you're experiencing muscle weakness or feeling unsteady on your feet, increasing your vitamin D intake could help reverse those effects and keep your legs strong. But why is it that low vitamin D levels are so strongly linked to muscle weakness, particularly in older adults? The answer lies in how vitamin D influences muscle fibers. Muscle fibers have receptors for vitamin D, and when vitamin D binds to these receptors, it helps regulate the processes that control muscle contractions. Without enough vitamin D, these muscle fibers aren't able to function as effectively, leading to muscle fatigue and weakness. One study published in Osteoporosis International showed that vitamin D deficiency not only weakens the muscles but also increases the risk of falls, a dangerous consequence for seniors. The study revealed that people with low vitamin D levels were significantly more likely to suffer from falls, which can lead to serious injuries like fractures or even long-term disability. Vitamin D plays an essential role in preventing these falls by keeping your muscles strong and your balance steady. This means that if you want to avoid the risk of falling as you age, keeping your vitamin D levels up is crucial. Vitamin D also helps with the absorption of calcium, which is vital for bone health. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium, which can weaken your bones over time. When your bones become fragile, the risk of fractures increases significantly. For seniors, the consequences of a fall can be devastating. Hip fractures, for example, often lead to long-term mobility issues. Ensuring you have enough vitamin D means stronger bones and muscles, reducing the chances of fractures and improving overall mobility. So, how do you get enough vitamin D to maintain strong muscles and healthy bones? Well, there are a few ways you can increase your vitamin D intake: through sunlight, diet, and supplements. First, let's talk about sunlight, which is one of the best natural sources of vitamin D. Your skin produces vitamin D when it's exposed to sunlight. But here's the catch: as you get older, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D, so you might need to be a little more proactive about getting sunlight. Try to spend 20 to 30 minutes outside in direct sunlight a few times a week. The best time to get sunlight is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the sun's rays are the strongest. However, if you live in an area with limited sunlight, or if it's difficult for you to get outside, you may not get enough vitamin D from sunlight alone. That's where diet comes in. Foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, tuna, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products, like milk, yogurt, and cheese, are great sources of vitamin D. Mushrooms, especially those exposed to sunlight, are the only plant-based food that naturally produces vitamin D, making them an excellent option for vegetarians and vegans. While food is a great way to supplement your vitamin D intake, it might not be enough for everyone. In these cases, vitamin D supplements are an excellent way to ensure you're getting what you need. Vitamin D3 is the most effective form of vitamin D for raising your blood levels of the vitamin. Studies have shown that vitamin D3 supplementation helps improve muscle strength and mobility, especially in those who are deficient. For most people, the recommended daily intake is 600 IU for adults under 70 and 800 to 2000 IU for those over 70. If you're not sure how much you need, it's always a good idea to consult your doctor for personalized advice. One important thing to remember is that vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means it's absorbed better when taken with food that contains fat. So, if you're taking a vitamin D supplement, make sure you take it with a meal that includes healthy fats to improve absorption. Foods like avocados, olive oil, and nuts are great sources of healthy fats that can help your body absorb vitamin D more efficiently. But vitamin D doesn't work alone. Magnesium also plays a vital role in activating vitamin D in the body. Without enough magnesium, your body can't effectively use vitamin D, even if you're taking supplements or getting it from food or sunlight. To support the activation of vitamin D, make sure you're getting enough magnesium through foods like leafy greens, spinach, kale, nuts, almonds, cashews, and seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. Magnesium is also available in supplement form if you have difficulty getting enough from food. As we age, our ability to absorb vitamin D naturally declines, so it's even more important to be proactive about maintaining proper levels. Without enough vitamin D, we put ourselves at a greater risk of muscle weakness, poor balance, and an increased risk of falls. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they can affect our overall quality of life, limiting our ability to do the things we love and stay independent. If you think you may be experiencing some of the symptoms of vitamin D deficiency, like muscle weakness, bone pain, or poor balance, it's time to take action. Start by getting outside for some sunlight, incorporating vitamin D-rich foods into your diet, and considering a supplement if needed. A simple blood test can also help determine if your vitamin D levels are low, and your doctor can guide you on the best way to address the deficiency. If you agree that vitamin D is essential for keeping your legs strong and preventing falls, leave a comment with one below to let us know you're on board. We'd love to hear how you plan to prioritize vitamin D in your own health journey. Stay with us as we continue exploring more ways to improve your health and mobility, and let's work together to keep those legs strong and steady for years to come. If you're still following along and feel like you could benefit from more vitamin D, I encourage you to start by getting outside for a few minutes of sun every day. If that's not possible, start adding more vitamin D-rich foods to your diet, or consider a supplement to get the boost you need. Let's take a deeper look at how vitamin D influences the muscles. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that plays a crucial role in muscle function by helping the body absorb calcium. This is important because calcium is key for muscle contractions. When you get enough vitamin D, your muscles can function properly, helping to maintain strength, mobility, and stability. But when vitamin D levels are low, your muscles may weaken, leading to fatigue, poor balance, and difficulty performing simple tasks like walking or climbing stairs. Research shows that low vitamin D levels are directly linked to muscle weakness and poor muscle performance, especially in older adults. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that people with low vitamin D levels had significantly weaker muscles and poorer overall physical performance. Another study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that supplementation of vitamin D led to improvements in muscle strength, particularly in elderly individuals who were deficient in the vitamin. This is why maintaining optimal vitamin D levels is so important, especially as we age. Without adequate vitamin D, our muscles can become weaker, and our bodies are at a higher risk of falling. Studies have found that seniors with low vitamin D levels are at twice the risk of falling compared to those with adequate levels. The risk of fractures also increases due to weakened bones from lack of vitamin D, which underscores the importance of this vitamin in maintaining overall strength and mobility. When you get enough vitamin D, it helps to regulate calcium and phosphorus in your blood, which strengthens your bones and supports muscle function. If your body is deficient in vitamin D, it can lead to weak bones and muscles, making you more vulnerable to injuries. Research in The Lancet in 2013 showed that vitamin D supplementation significantly improved bone health in older adults, which also led to better mobility and a decreased risk of falls. Another study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors who maintained adequate vitamin D levels had a 44% reduced risk of mobility limitations as they aged, directly linking higher vitamin D levels to stronger muscles and better overall function. When your body is low on vitamin D, it can lead to muscle pain, cramps, and weakness, especially in the legs. This often results in people feeling less stable or even afraid to move too much, since their muscles aren't supporting them properly. A study in the Journal of Gerontology discovered that muscle weakness in older adults is strongly correlated with low levels of vitamin D, and that leg muscles were often the most affected. These deficiencies make it harder to walk, climb stairs, or even get out of a chair without assistance. The impact of vitamin D on muscle function doesn't stop with just muscle strength. It's crucial for balance, too. Without adequate vitamin D, your muscles lose their ability to work together to maintain stability, which increases the likelihood of falling. Research published in Osteoporosis International found that vitamin D deficiency was associated with an increased risk of falls, particularly in older individuals. This is why vitamin D is so important for preventing accidents and maintaining independence. The question now is, how can you ensure that you're getting enough vitamin D to support your muscles, bones, and overall health? The best way is through a combination of sunlight, diet, and, if necessary, supplements. Sunlight exposure is the most natural way to get vitamin D. When your skin is exposed to sunlight, it produces vitamin D. However, as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D for older adults. This means it becomes even more important to actively seek out sunlight when possible. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure a few times a week, particularly between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the sun is strongest. If you live in an area with limited sunlight or if spending time outside is difficult, there are other ways to boost your vitamin D. Adding vitamin D-rich foods to your diet is another great way to increase your intake. Foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, tuna, and egg yolks are excellent sources of vitamin D for those who prefer plant-based foods. Mushrooms exposed to sunlight are one of the few non-animal sources of vitamin D. Fortified foods like milk, yogurt, and fortified cereals also contain added vitamin D, making them a great addition to your diet. But, for many people, getting enough vitamin D from food alone isn't enough, especially if you have a deficiency. In these cases, vitamin D supplements are an excellent option. Vitamin D3, the form of vitamin D found in supplements, is more effective at raising your blood levels of vitamin D than D2. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that vitamin D supplementation led to improved muscle strength and reduced falls in older adults with low vitamin D levels. It's important to note that vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means it's better absorbed when taken with fat. So, if you're taking a vitamin D supplement, try to take it with a meal that contains healthy fats to maximize absorption. If you're unsure about how much vitamin D you should be taking, it's always a good idea to speak with your doctor. They can test your vitamin D levels and recommend a dosage that suits your needs. Another essential nutrient that works in tandem with vitamin D is magnesium. Magnesium helps activate vitamin D in the body, so if you're low on magnesium, your body might not be able to properly absorb and use vitamin D. You can boost your magnesium intake through foods like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Incorporating magnesium-rich foods into your diet will help ensure that your body can fully utilize the vitamin D you're getting. So, if you're finding yourself feeling weaker or less stable on your feet, it's time to take a closer look at your vitamin D levels. A simple blood test can reveal if you're deficient, and from there, you can take steps to boost your intake through sunlight, diet, or supplements. By ensuring you're getting enough vitamin D, you're not just strengthening your muscles, you're protecting your bones, improving balance, and significantly reducing your risk of falls. And remember, the benefits of adequate vitamin D don't just show up overnight. With consistency in your routine, whether through increased sun exposure, better nutrition, or supplementation, you'll start to notice stronger legs and a healthier body. If you're ready to take control of your health and improve your muscle strength, leave a comment with one below to let us know that you're committed to boosting your vitamin D levels. Stay with us as we continue exploring more ways to keep your body strong and active, helping you maintain your independence and vitality for years to come. We've come a long way on this journey together, and I hope you're feeling more empowered to take control of your health, especially when it comes to keeping your legs strong and your body mobile. In this final part, we'll wrap up everything we've learned about vitamin D and how it plays such a pivotal role in maintaining muscle strength, balance, and overall vitality. Plus, we'll explore some final tips on how you can maintain your vitamin D levels long term, helping you stay independent and active for years to come. By now, you should have a good understanding of just how crucial vitamin D is for your muscles, especially your leg muscles. We've discussed how vitamin D deficiency can lead to muscle weakness, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls, particularly in older adults. But the great news is that vitamin D is easy to incorporate into your daily routine, and once you do, you'll start to feel the difference. The key to making the most of vitamin D for your legs and overall health is consistency. Whether you're getting your vitamin D from sunlight, food, or supplements, it's essential to make sure you're getting enough every day. Just like with any other nutrient, it's not about a one-time fix. You need to stay consistent to reap the full benefits. As we've discussed, vitamin D helps strengthen your muscles, especially those in your legs, and reduces the risk of falls and fractures. Studies have shown that seniors who take vitamin D supplements regularly experience stronger muscles, better mobility, and a reduced risk of falling. One study found that after just 3 months of consistent vitamin D intake, participants had a 31% reduction in falls. Over time, this can make a huge difference in your overall health and well-being. But the benefits don't stop there. Maintaining adequate vitamin D levels doesn't just keep your legs strong, it also helps your immune system, bone health, and mood. Vitamin D plays a role in reducing inflammation in the body and can even support your mental health, helping to keep you feeling energetic, happy, and motivated. Now that we've covered why vitamin D is essential and how it impacts your muscle and bone strength, let's talk about the practical steps you can take to ensure your vitamin D levels stay optimal. Spend time outside in direct sunlight for at least 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week. If you're in an area with limited sunlight, try to get outside during the midday hours, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Incorporate foods like fatty fish, salmon, tuna, mackerel, egg yolks, fortified dairy products, like milk, yogurt, and cheese, and mushrooms into your diet. This can help you boost your vitamin D levels naturally. If you're not able to get enough from sunlight or food, consider taking a vitamin D3 supplement. Vitamin D3 is more effective at raising your blood levels of vitamin D than vitamin D2, so make sure you choose the right form. It's a good idea to consult with your doctor to determine the best dosage for you based on your individual needs. To ensure you're maintaining optimal vitamin D levels, it's a good idea to get a blood test. This will give you a clear picture of whether you're meeting your daily vitamin D requirements, and your doctor can help you make adjustments to your diet or supplement routine if necessary. Staying proactive about your vitamin D intake can have long-term positive effects on your mobility, balance, and overall health. By keeping your vitamin D levels up, you're ensuring that your muscles stay strong and your bones remain healthy. This means you can stay active longer, avoid the discomfort of muscle cramps, and reduce the risk of falls, which is incredibly important for maintaining independence as you age. There's no reason to let muscle weakness or poor balance keep you from doing the things you love. With consistent effort, you can keep your legs strong and move with confidence, reducing the likelihood of falls and improving your quality of life. Plus, by investing in your health today, you're setting yourself up for a healthier, more active future. To sum it all up, vitamin D is a vital nutrient for maintaining strong, healthy legs and overall mobility. Whether you're dealing with muscle weakness, poor balance, or simply want to ensure you're doing everything possible to stay strong as you age, vitamin D is one of the most effective ways to support your health. It's easy to incorporate into your daily life, and with a little consistency, you'll see the positive effects on your strength, balance, and confidence. I encourage you to take the steps we've discussed today, get outside, eat vitamin D-rich foods, and consider supplements if necessary. You've got the knowledge, now it's time to take action and make vitamin D a priority in your life. If you're ready to prioritize your health and get your vitamin D levels where they need to be, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below with one if you agree that vitamin D is a game changer for keeping your legs strong and your body mobile. I'd love to know what steps you're taking to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit from this information. Your support helps us continue creating content that can make a difference in people's lives. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of your health, stay active, and remember, strong legs lead to a strong life. Keep moving forward, and let's stay healthy together.